Yo, what's up, guys? Got PokeaimMD here with another SPL game. This time it's my week 2 battle versus my buddy Anti, good friend of mine. I expected offense, which is why my team is basically designed for offense. He actually ended up bringing a very similar team with Pheromosa and Metagross instead of my Gengar and Tapu Koko. Now, I am Scarf Gengar, which puts in a lot of work versus him. I have HP Ice for Landorus, Focus Blast obviously for Heatran, Focus Blast for Greninja, Sludge Wave, and I also outspeed Pheromosa as well as Metagross. Now, right here, I decided that leading off with Gengar was probably my best bet. If I want to win this game, I think Ash Greninja is the best way to go. It revenge kills potentially Scarf Landorus, and it revenge kills Pheromosa, knocks out Metagross. If it's AV Tangrowth, that's probably the only thing he has on his team that can actually take a hit from it. So I'm going to lead off with my Gengar because, like I said, I am Choice Scarf as leads off with his Pheromosa. Not a bad lead at all. He can't touch me. He switches out immediately, so I'm pretty sure he's not Scarf. So I'm going to throw off a Shadow Ball as he goes out to Tangrowth. And he's actually a fan of mine, so the beast boost. And he has the Tangrowth named Drop a Draco, so that's pretty cool. Anyway, this is definitely AV Tangrowth, just based on the damage it took. I figure knockoff is coming, but I want to get up my rocks. My opponent doesn't have any way of getting rid of it unless he has Rapid Spin on Pheromosa, so they'll be up for the entirety of the game. Goes for knockoff, makes a good play here going for the Earthquake. Knowing he could also tank a Lava Plume, he saw leftovers, probably thought I was Spadef. I don't really mind this though because I can throw off a Lava Plume after. Goes out to Greninja, which is absolutely amazing. Goes right out to Greninja because that damage is crucial for Water Shuriken as well. I decided to see what type of Greninja this is, whether it be Protean or Ash Greninja. Either way, going hard into my own Assault Vest Tangrowth is the best play, as I can tank pretty much any attack he wants to go for. If he is Specs, he doesn't 2-hit KO me before becoming Ash Greninja. So I see Protean, so he is Protean Greninja. I don't want to take an Ice Beam right here, as I'm going to decide just to double out into my Heatran as he goes out into his Pheromosa. Would have been so cool to get off a little bit of chip damage there, but because he went out to Pheromosa, I figured I can go on to my Gengar. I don't know necessarily what set he is just yet, but by him going for Hidden Power and it doing that much, I'm pretty positive he has Specs. Now, he has a few switch-ins he can make right here, but I thought that his safest one would be Tangrowth, which is why I actually decided to double out into my own Tangrowth, not only getting regen, but also threatening the knockoff on his Tangrowth, because his Assault Vest Tangrowth is his only way of stopping my Greninja. So I throw off a knockoff as he goes up to Heatran. I'm tired. I get a crit on him, but I don't knock off an item. Unfortunate crit, damage is damage, but I do know that he is a Z-move Heatran, which is really good, because looking at that, I'm pretty positive this is now Scarf Landorus, just because I didn't knock off an item on Heatran. Obviously, Heatran can't Mega, so I'm pretty positive this is a Z-move Heatran, which means that he's more than likely Scarf Landorus, especially because he went for Rocks here. So it's more than likely Scarf Landorus, which is easier for me to deal with. He throws off an Earth Power. I mean, it's a smart play. I didn't have it, and either way, he was probably offensive, so he was faster. So I'm going to go to my Tapu Koko. I'm going to throw off a Thunderbolt. I am Zap Play boosted. He goes hard Tangrowth. Now, he tanks this really well. I even get a crit, unfortunately, on him. But because of that crit, I figured he would make the play of trying to go out to Landorus to get back more momentum on his, or more HP on his Tangrowth regen. Because let's say I stayed in until death. If I weaken Tangrowth enough, I can click Dark Pulse, knock him out, and get my Ash Greninja, which is why I throw off an HP Ice here. Thunderbolt, Zap Play boosted in the electric terrain is stronger than HP Ice, but I thought he might try and pivot into Landorus, especially after that crit. But he just decided to throw off a Giga Drain, which is a safer play. I'll throw off a U-turn here of my own. He is very weak. I can go right out into my Tangrowth at this point. I can threaten him with the knockoff. There are a few plays I can make right here. I could either double out, predicting him to want to go Heatran, or I could stay in. I do choose to double out into my Greninja because Heatran is a very safe play on my opponent's part, as he goes out to Pheromosa. Now, this is a tricky turn because he specs Pheromosa. He's definitely Specs, just based on the damage. I don't know if he is Specs Timid, though. If he's Specs Timid, he gets a speed boost after knocking me out with Bug Buzz. And that outspeeds my Scarf Gar. So I don't know if he's Timid or Modest. So right here, I decide to risk the Water Shuriken in regular form. Now, if I get 3 hits, I do knock out Pheromosa. If I don't get, because it's not guaranteed 3 hits until you become Ash Greninja. So I decide to risk it because let's say I get this right now. I knock out Pheromosa, and then I'm Ash Greninja, and I click Dark Pulse whenever I come out versus his own Greninja versus his Metagross, and something will be 2-hit KO'd, especially because Dark Pulse versus Tangrowth, I'll show you it right here, just 39 to 46% to max Spadef, so it's a 33% chance of 2-hit KO after Stealth Rock, and as long as I keep him low, it will be even more, obviously. So I decide to risk the Water Shuriken right here. 1 hit, 2 hit, it stops. and that is absolutely terrible for me. I think this was such a game-changing turn right there. Had I gotten 3 hits, not only would Pheromosa be gone, and it actually confirmed that he's modest, by the way, not timid, because he got the special attack boost. So not only that, Pheromosa would have been gone, and I would have gotten Ash Greninja, which outspeeds his entire team and clicks Dark Pulse whenever it comes out versus Metagross and 2-hit KOs or gets rid of something. But unfortunately, I'm going to have to go out to my Gengar right here. I can just throw off a Shadow Ball. I mean, I know that he specs. I absolutely know he specs just based on the hidden power damage he did to Gengar earlier. But I throw off 2 Shadow Balls, not fearing him to have Water Shuriken because he's Protean Greninja. I mean, you can run it on Protean, but I doubt he has it. As he goes up to Metagross, and nice chip. He's just going to Mega Evolve and go right for the Bullet Punch, not risking any speed tie. I actually do get a little bit lucky here and get the Cursed Body, which is pretty nice, I suppose. But I'll be able to go now out into my Tapu Koko since it won't go down to Bullet Punch since that's disabled. I could throw off a Zap Plate, boosted Electric Terrain, boosted Thunderbolt. As he goes Tangrowth. And I again get a crit, which is ridiculous. I don't know why my Tapu Koko is throwing off so many crits. Like, I'm getting lucky in this sense, but the turn I needed the luck was just the 3 turns of Water Shuriken. So I get off another Thunderbolt on his Metagross. I'm going to save my Tapu Koko as it can still threaten Heatran. So it's going to go for Bullet Punch here. Now, I wasn't sure how he wanted to end this game. I think he wasn't sure if I was Scarflanders or not, because right here I was really worried about him going out into... there's a few plays he could have made here. Like, I was worried that he would either just sack his Metagross just to weaken me for Ice Beam, so he could just sweep me with Ice Beam from there. So I decided to stay in, which I think was a safer play, but I think at this point I should have doubled predicting Heatran. But either way, I think Pheromosa would have been very threatening in the back. But go for Knockoff again because it's my best attack to hit him. I don't unfortunately have Earthquake. I was actually discussing whether I should put Earthquake on it or not. And he's going to land the Magma Storm as I go out to Tapu Koko. Now I can go out to Landorus, and a few things I could do here. I could double into Tangrowth, expecting him to Bloom Doom, and what that would do is it would force him into Magma Storm. But the thing is, because he is more than likely Scarflanders, he probably has HP Ice, which wouldn't knock me out, not at full. But I don't know. I think at this point the game was over. Even if I went for Rock Punch, or even if I doubled out to Tangrowth on his Bloom Doom, because then he could just go out into he could literally sack Heatran and then go out to Pheromosa and click Ice Beam. So I think at that point the game was over. But I'll Rock Polish up, knock him out with that, as he can go right onto his Metagross, knock me out with a Bullet Punch, and I'll be able to revenge kill him with my own Tangrowth. But Pheromosa, the Specs Pheromosa, still around at the end of the day. And even after Meteor Mash, like, he didn't even have to go for Meteor. Nice chip. He didn't even have to go for Meteor Mash here. He could have went for any attack and just went out to Pheromosa after and revenge killed me. But Pheromosa is going to come out, knock me out with the Bug Buzz, and that's going to be a good game. So good game to Ante. I'm fortunately 0-2. Had Water Shuriken gotten 3 hits, not only would I become Ash Greninja, but I think it would have changed the game significantly, because Ash Greninja would have been able to come out whenever Metagross was in, click Dark Pulse, and get a kill. It was confirmed that he was Scarflanders after, and I was pretty positive he was Scarflanders after I saw the Bloom Doom on Heatran, and after I saw Knock Off not take off any item. But it's the game we play. I did get kind of lucky, you know, getting crits throughout, like Thunderbolts, and all my Thunderbolts crit Tangrowth, which is funny, and my knockoff crit Heatran, though that chip damage didn't matter necessarily, but it definitely came down to getting that 2-turn Water Shuriken versus 3 turns to knock out Pheromosa. But all in all, it was a good game. I mean, I don't know what I could have done differently. The only play, I think, because I'm reflecting on myself, because that's the part of losing. When you lose, you learn more from that than a loss. I think the only play maybe I could have made differently was when I went Landorus, double into Tangrowth on the Bloom Doom, but he could always just sack Heatran or sack anything and just win with Pheromosa at the back. So I think he had outs even if I made that play. And then I would have to, not only would I have to Rock Polish up, right, on his Magma Storm miss, he has to miss twice because I have to SD up as well. And then I have to crit Landorus with +1 Stone Edge so I can Continental Crush his Tangrowth, because I was Z-move Landorus. But even at that point, at the end of the day, I think it still came down to that turn. Because we see the damage calc right here. But then again, even though knocking out Pheromosa itself was a roll, I got some good rolls. Obviously, the second one being 26 meant that the next one would knock it out, because he was actually at 24. But in any case, I'll just leave it there. Thank you everybody for watching. Hope you guys all enjoyed. I'm gonna try my best, because look, I'm like, we're on Smogon forums right now. I'm currently 0-2, unfortunately, in the Smogon Premier League. Really sucks, but next week, let's see who we're playing. Where's my weekly? Oh, here it is. Schedule. All right, next week we play the Alpha Ruiners. Isn't that Blunder's team? Pretty sure that's Blunder's team. So next week we play Blunder's team. So maybe maybe I'll be able to avenge myself here. I'll try my best. But like I said, feel free to leave a like, subscribe. What else? I should mention this because you're probably wondering why the hell Silvally Showcase isn't happening. I mentioned on Twitter. I do encourage you to follow me on Twitch and Twitter because that's where I'm like up to date with everything and where I keep you up to date. But I'm gonna postpone the Silvally Showcase till probably Monday. I'm not done testing some sets. Like I've tested about 14 different sets for Silvally, but I have about 18 plus. Considering I'm doing one for every single type, and also, you know, what I think is the best one as well. So I don't want to put out like a half-finished product. You know what I'm saying? I don't also want it all just to be theory modding. I want to be able to show you guys what Silvally does based on how I've used it. So for that reason, it's going to be postponed until about Monday because this weekend is a little bit busy. I'm also working on moving out into an apartment, getting a lease on one, and I'll have more info about that when I get a camera and decide to tell you guys. But yeah, in any case, guys, thank you for watching. Good game, Auntie. You're my boy. Then yeah, hopefully next week I can bounce back. So goodbye, friends.